So a lot of fuss has been made about the Carter 6. People are saying that it's trash. I think their opinions are trash. In fact, I made an entire YouTube short about that. However, it's not about just my opinion. This is going to be an actual review. I'm going to go track by track and tell you what I think. And then in summation, I will give you an overall idea of how I feel about the project. My name is R. Allen. If you've never seen my videos, welcome to my world. I've been listening to Lil Wayne on and off since 2006, 2005. I mean, the Hot Boys stuff was super popular where I'm from in Virginia. But I was a little young for that. I was hearing it, but I wasn't really listening much. And especially not with like a critical ear, right? Because I was a kid. And I liked Juvenile back then. I liked Juvenile. Juvie was dope. And then, you know, I became more familiar with him, like, as I got older. Like, he put out, like, Slow Motion and, like, some of that stuff. But Back That Ass Up was actually on the radio quite a bit, too. Here we are in 2025 with a new Carter album. So it starts off, everybody's talking about, like, it's starting off good, right? People are saying that it's starting off good, and then it's not so good after. A lot of people I've seen are saying that Welcome to the Carter, which is the second track and the first track with actual lyrics, is arguably the best song on the album. And I don't think that that's necessarily wrong. As King Carter goes into Welcome to the Carter, it does feel big. Right? It feels epic. I think that he did that on purpose. You know, it sounds like a good album is about to start, right? And in my notes, you know, I didn't have a whole lot. The first song is dope, though. It's classic Lil Wayne just going in over beats or a beat. And what I noticed about this, however, that I've not heard anyone talk about yet, is that this is actually 3 verses. We don't get a lot of that anymore. I don't think that he did that again on this album. However, I would tell you to call back to the Carter 3 and the Carter 2, where he had the C3 opener, and then I think it was it Mobbin? I think was the opening track on Carter 2. If I'm wrong about that, then correct me. But I think it was Mobbin or whatever, and that shit was fire. Like he had been known for opening tracks with these long, uninterrupted, course-free, just going in types of verses and bars on the Carter albums. And this was no different than that. This is very much in the vein of the earlier Carters, particularly. The Carter 4 intro is terrible. And the Carter 5 intro is probably better than the Carter 4's intro, but it's not that great. Bells, I think I would give like a 6.5 or a 7 if I had to rate this. I don't think it's one of the stronger songs on here, and there's a little of the slur, right? There's some of the Weezy slur, and that tells me that he probably recorded these songs over a period of time, because if you listen vocally, you can hear different inflections and just different tonality, right? But I like Bells okay. I don't think it's great. I think it's okay. It's a little weak following the opener, but there's no auto-tune. And I did write in my notes that I wasn't crazy about it. The barbell line is weak. But the internals are here. If you're a fan of internal rhymes, that's something Lil Wayne has actually gotten better at throughout time, is the ability to put together multisyllabic rhymes. And if you're a fan of that, and you put the accents or the inflection, tonal inflections, and the auto tune, And content aside, and you listen to the way that he constructs words, especially being that he doesn't write stuff, it's actually pretty top tier. The next song is hip hop with Big X the Plug, and if you're not a fan of Big X the Plug, I don't know what to tell you. I know that he's new and he's young, but he's dope. Like, he's super dope. He brings a very specific type of energy to every song that I've heard him on. And I thought that this was a dope song. His energy really sets this track off. It really, really does. We get the first promethazine reference. First of many promethazine references. There's a chopped cheese reference in this track. So I think that's cool. No one is from New York in this. So that's dope. I also think that Jay Jones, whoever he is, super dope. I think that Lil Wayne's hoarseness, which you see here for the first time, and I think it's actually a common thread throughout this album. I think that the hoarseness, to me, says that he was in the studio a lot for this. And I wonder, like, how much, like, unreleased material from this album is actually out there. But I think that the song is dope. Like, the hip hop song is one of the best songs on the album. The next song, the Jelly Roll song, Sharks, I mean, it's cool. I think Big Sean might have had the best verse on the entire album in this song. I think that the Jelly Roll hook, I think it fits conceptually, thematically, and Lil Wayne makes references to the hook in his verses, so they were definitely written specifically for the hook. They weren't just some verses thrown together. And that's another thing that gets me about y'all saying all this crazy stuff about this album. Is like, if you're listening, like, this was a carefully put together project. And I'll get to some other reasons shortly. But anyway, I mean, I don't love Jelly Roll on the song, but I think it works for what it is. Band from New Orleans is cool. I think this is Lil Wayne doing his best Lil Baby impression, which I understand because Lil Baby was clearly very influenced by later, like, say, post maybe Carter 3 and up Lil Wayne. You can hear the stuff that Lil Wayne was doing in the early 2010s. Like the I Am Not a Human Being stuff, and post No Ceilings, maybe No Ceilings 2, Carter 4. You hear that influence in Lil Baby if you listen to Lil Baby. So it's like Lil Baby took something that Lil Wayne was doing, he grew it, right? He made it his own. Like, he took what Lil Wayne was doing and stylistically use that as a foundation. Lil Baby is dope overall. Like, he's very talented, and I think he'll be around for a long time, especially compared to other artists in his sort of wheelhouse. You seen what happened to DaBaby. Although DaBaby is dope too. Like, DaBaby is dope. Like, super, super dope. Like, and his videos are like top tier, next level. But anyway, you can hear the influence. I think it's cool because it's like Lil Wayne influenced Baby, and then Baby's influenced Lil Wayne. Like, Lil Wayne picked up where he sort of left off, and he's like, I could do that too. And I think that's really cool. I think that's really dope. I think the next song with Bono, The Days, I think this is the type of song that I would have wanted to see on Rebirth. I don't know if you guys are like Lil Wayne fans from that era or back, or if you are just regular rapidy rap Lil Wayne fans and you never listened to Rebirth. But that's the rock album that he put out in, I guess it was 2009-ish, 2010. And I mean, I didn't care for it. I bought it when it came out. I was working at Little Caesars back then, and I bought it and I listened to it, and I only liked Prom Queen, which is the lead single. And then there was like one other one that I think I like. This on Rebirth, I feel like this is where he was trying to go, but wasn't maybe artistically ready to go there yet. And I felt like this is a dope song. I think Bono sounds good. Being topically adherent has been historically difficult for Lil Wayne. And the song is just about like living it up, living your life in the way that you can while you can. I think that that's a super important message for folks. The next song is Cotton Candy. Cotton Candy was my favorite song off of first listen. And I understand that some people may not like it, and I know that it's obviously drug reference, coke, whatever. I'm assuming they're calling cotton candy because in some regions, cocaine is called soft. So cotton candy's soft, whatever. It's just a thing. But what I like about this is actually 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz kills this. I like it. I think it's just a dope, vibey track. I don't think that it's, gonna like change anyone's life, but I think it's a dope song. Now Flex Up, the next song, I think that's another Lil Baby impression. However, I don't think as good of one. And this is the point where the album starts sounding very different, and I think that was purposeful. The whole like tone of the album shifts. Now I'll get to that in a minute, but Flex Up, there's more auto-tune here. And there's going to be more auto-tune from this point out, I know. I don't love this song. I don't really like anything about the song, honestly. It's one of my least favorite songs on the album. I would give it like, I don't know, a 4 or something. Or 5 maybe. I don't know. I don't like what he was doing. I don't necessarily think it's the worst song on the album, but it's up there for me. Now, the next one, Island Holiday, however, first time I listened to it, I didn't catch the sample. Second time, I thought that something was there, but I couldn't pick up what it was. And the third time I listened to it, I realized that it was something that I was super familiar with, and it's Weezer. It's just a song about chilling. If you like to chill, it's a good song to vibe to. Like, it just is. I think that it's very creative. I think the Weezer sample is a super creative sample choice. And the interpolation was executed fairly well, actually. Even the little little part where they do that in the original song, like, that's dope. One of the criticisms I had for the album on first listen as a whole was that I didn't feel that this album was super, super well mixed. I just think it's a very creative choice, and I like it. Like, it's something you would sip like a drink to and chill, like during the summer, and it is summer, so he put that there for the summer. It's a very recognizable sample if you don't live completely under a rock or haven't historically lived under rocks. Loki's theme, I don't have a lot to say about it. I don't love the beat on this one, but what I will say about Loki's theme is the internals are everywhere. And also the hoarseness in his voice is more evident on this track as it was on some of the others. And that hoarseness is, I like the hoarseness. I like when it sounds like he's just like about to die rapping. Like, I like that when he does that, or when it appears that way. So I like Loki's theme. I don't love it, but I like it. I think that it's dope for what the wordplay is. There have been songs throughout this where some of the wordplay, I'm like, there's a couple cringy lines here or there. But I feel like overall it's pretty par for the course for Wayne. If I Play Guitar is one of the songs that everyone says that they hate more than their in-laws. And I don't understand, because y'all said y'all loved the Carter 4. This is How to Love Part 2. So for all you hypocritical reactors and analysts and such, just understand that the albums that you guys push up had the same kind of material. That's what he's done with this album, is he's put little pieces of all the Carters together on one Carter album. And even sprinkled a little mixtape Wayne in here at times. Do I think it was perfectly executed? Not necessarily. But that's what he did, and I see the vision. That's why it's distinctly like two different albums almost, because he wanted to give us what we're used to with the Carter series, but he also wanted to cater to the new generation, wanted to help the generation that he inspired and that are still listening, right? So Peanuts to an Elephant, I don't like the fact that it says to N elephants, because in and an, representative of singular, right? Or something singular. An elephant, you don't say a elephant, you say an elephant, because you don't put two vowels back to back. That's where the N comes in. So he's got the an elephant, like he's grammatically sound until you get to the plurality of the word itself. It's peanut to an elephant, not elephant. So I don't know about that, but I actually like the song. I don't know the guy's name that produced this, but it's the guy from Hamilton. And people are saying this is like a video game beat and like calling it like, oh, Super Mario ass beat and all this stuff. Like, look, this is different. This is creative. This is what Wayne does. Wayne likes to think outside of the box. This is probably his idea. He's probably like, man, I wonder what would happen if I got the Hamilton guy to help me produce a song with the title that's super grammatically incorrect, but has dope rhymes. I wonder if he could help me with that. And that's what he probably did. Maybe he's let off the gas so far as some of the street stuff that he used to talk about more. But this is basically Wayne on shrooms. But the next track, Rory, Rory I don't like. I'm not going to spend any time talking about Rory. This is my least favorite song on the album. I give it like a 3. I don't like the girl's voice. She reminds me of Tony Remini. She reminds me of her. I had a friend whose daughter listened to her constantly. She reminds me of her for some reason. The next song is Maria with Wyclef. I really like this song. I think it's different. I really like Wyclef's verse, Light a Candle for My Birthday, No Velvet, Just Dirt Cake. Just cool lines from Wyclef talking about his family coming to Brooklyn. Just a dope verse from Wyclef, honestly. He's always impressed me as a writer, but this was dope that he was able to mold his writing style to this unique production. Being myself, teaming back up with Manny Fresh, that's cool, but I think it's more nostalgic than anything. I don't really love this song. I think it's good. I think that if I had to rate it, I would give it like a 6.5 or a 7. It's passable. It's nothing spectacular. There seemed to be a flute. Is this, as influential as Andre 3000 was as a rapper, is it true and possible that his flute playing ability has influenced Lil Wayne? Is the reason for the flute showing up on the Carter 6? Probably not at all. But it's cool to think about, right? Moolah coming in, I do not like. It reminds me of like the rage stuff. That's what this sounds like to me. I don't necessarily know that it fits super well, but Alone in the Studio with My Thoughts, I like lyrically the hook by MGK. I don't know if he wrote it. I don't care for his voice a ton, his singing voice, but he doesn't sound terrible. You really like Kodak's verse. He sort of pays homage to Weezy. He's self-referencing. He's typical, funny, charismatic Kodak. And I think that if you don't listen to Kodak, you may not realize like how dope he probably is, because he is from a younger generation. And I mean, there are people both in my generation and older that just don't like him because they make, I guess they make all sorts of assumptions. But Kendrick put Kodak on Mr. Morale, like right after Kodak's situation. So, I mean, that should tell you everything that you need to know about who Kodak really is, because Kendrick wouldn't do that without reason. Written history is not a great outro to me, but it is not the worst outro. He's standing on his GOAT status. With everything that's been going on with him, the Super Bowl conflict, and fans saying that he was washed and couldn't perform live, and then he goes and completes Carter 6 and lets this go. I think it's a nice exclamation point. I think lyrically, it's a sound outro. I just don't really love the beat and the overall structure of the song as an outro. I think that he went big in the beginning, like he was preparing us for something, and there was like strings, and like it sounded almost classical, right? So I think that he should have maybe finished in that direction, but it's his album, and that's not the direction he wanted to go. He wanted to make a statement in his way. So overall, I've listened to this album like 3.5 times probably. This is a good album. For everybody saying that it's trash, like you really aren't listening. People saying that this shit is trash, you probably just like skimmed through it one time and like was like, yeah, this is not the Lil Wayne that I remember, or whatever. Like, he's probably never gonna be Carter 2 or even Carter 3 Lil Wayne again. And it's not because I think that his skill set has diminished. I think that he was hungrier back then because he wasn't as comfortable. Because of his youth, I think there was a competitive spirit in him that he has lost some of. I don't think that he feels he needs to prove everything to everyone. I think that he really just wants to make music that makes him happy, and in the meantime try to please his core fan base, because those are the ones that have supported him. And I think that that's why he made this album structurally the way he did. I do see a pattern with the first about 8-9 songs being one way, and the second half being a different way. And a lot of people are saying that they like some stuff on this and not the rest. And I think that's why we're hearing mixed things. A lot of people are saying that this album is trash. It's not trash. It's just that it's so diverse that I think the parts of it, unless you're a true like fan of everything Lil Wayne, or you're just one of these fans of music that can appreciate good creativity and just people trying different things and just approaching things from a different perspective, I think if you're one of those people, you will actually appreciate this album. It's put together very well. I'm not saying that I'm going to listen to it nonstop from here on out. But what I am saying is that this is an album worthy of respect, at the very least. And I'm not seeing respect for Lil Wayne. I'm seeing disrespect. I'm seeing disrespect last year, the year before. He's washed up. He's a fucking drug addict. He's this, he's that. Okay, you can think whatever you want, but he's still alive and wants to make music, whether you like it or not. And there are people who enjoy it, whether you like it or not. Like, I'm sorry to break it to people, but your opinion doesn't really matter to the rest of the world. Like, it might matter to 10 people or 20 people or a few hundred people or even a few thousand people. It might even matter to 1 million people or a few million people, but there's like 8 billion people in the world. Like, your opinion doesn't mean shit. Stop thinking that you are more than just a grain of sand on the beach. You're not. And when the waves come and it's your time, you will be washed away and no one will know that you have been here. Anyway, I really like this album. I'm going to give it a solid 7.5. I think it's more than acceptable. I think it's good, not great necessarily. I think it's great in places, and I think it's questionable in other places. But this is not a trash album. And for all you saying that this is trash, you need to throw yourselves in a dumpster. Throw yourselves in a dumpster. I don't know what to tell you. But this shit's not trash. It's just not. That's my review. I hope you guys enjoy it. There's more content on the way. I really don't like doing reviews because I hate going track by track because it makes me feel like I'm in a box, so structured. I don't like to do the same thing all the time. I really like to just do what I want to do. And I felt like doing a review of this album because I was really, really sick of seeing the comments and hearing all the disrespect. So I thought that I would do a proper review in my way for folks who appreciate Lil Wayne, or even those who don't appreciate Lil Wayne, and maybe they could see things from a slightly different perspective. But my overall sentiment with this album is that this is a good album. It's a step in the right direction. I hope we see the Carter 7. I'm very happy that we got new Lil Wayne music, man. I mean, you know, let's not act like people didn't think that Lil Wayne was gonna die. People thought that. People still think that. And I don't know if any of you have ever been on drugs or have family or friends on drugs, but like, addiction is no joke. And the fact that he was able to put this album out after all this time, with the shenanigans of the last album, the poor reception of the album before, even though now people try to act like it's better than what it was when it wasn't. This is the best project that he's put out since the Carter 3, maybe No Ceilings if you want to count that. But this is a good project, and there's something for everyone on here. And I hope that you guys actually listen to the music that you're criticizing, because it's insensible and disrespectful. And disrespect is karmic. Disrespect is karmic. So just remember that. But anyway, I think this is a dope album. Proud of Lil Wayne. I would put 2 and 3 neck and neck. Carter 3 for nostalgic reasons, but Carter 2, I feel that his rapping is at its highest level. But I do think that the Carter 3 is actually a better constructed project. The Carter 3 is just a stone cold classic in so many different ways. I mean, Lollipop was one of the biggest singles of all time. I mean, Lollipop was huge, whether you love the song or not. Like, Lollipop was huge. Shout out to Lil Wayne. Shout out to all artists that don't care what other people think and want to make their art their way. There are people who will like it regardless of whether or not others do. If you don't like something, just don't listen to it. Literally don't listen. Like, you can literally just not listen to shit you don't like. Like, it's that simple. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate everyone watching that does watch. It means a lot to me. I've been through a lot. I really appreciate it. So like and subscribe, and I will see you guys again very soon.